Too many people are captive of other people's opinions, thoughts, and words. Claudia Ramirez, empowering you to become the optimal leader of your life. Let's turn on the mindset mic. You know the days when you go to the beach or you're out in the sun all day or all morning and you come back feeling drained and all you want to do is curl up in bed and wear loose clothes and just have a casual conversation and take it super easy. That's exactly how I'm feeling today because I ran this morning and it was pretty warm. So I just came back feeling drained. And I share that with you because if you're watching on YouTube or on Instagram and you're thinking she's a lot more relaxed than she normally is, that is exactly where it comes from. But I still wanted to have this conversation with you. Welcome to another episode of Mindset Mike. Today I want to talk to you about overcoming limiting beliefs to unlock your potential in and beyond sports, specifically speaking about 5 beliefs that I believe play a huge role in anybody's journey for that matter. Let's start with what is a belief and where does it come from and why is it so important for us to keep that in check, polish it up. We think that our words and our actions are a very quick choice that we can shift it. But whenever we think about why do I just go out back to the same patterns, I always kind of go back to the same thoughts, the same words, the same relationships, the same habits. The reason why is because it comes from your beliefs. And that is something that is rooted in you, very, very, very in you from the moment that you were yay big. You know, you were very young, or as moments in life and experiences in life keep being reinforced over and over and over, or just one very strong moment in life happens, we realize that maybe this is something, like this is the way that it is, and it becomes a belief, or that repetitive motion, those habits, like I said, over and over and over create this very strong paradigm in our mind. And it's important for us to, number one, acknowledge it and know how to shift it. So when it comes to your beliefs are where it kind of all starts. And that really is tied to your paradigms, which is those deep, deep, deep rooted and very strong bonds within your brain and your mind. And so your beliefs influence your thoughts, and your thoughts influence your words, and your words influence your actions, and your actions become your habits, and your habits become your reality. And this is why it's so important to backtrack and think about, how can I shift all of these in reverse, and how can I make sure that my beliefs are in their optimal state so that I can be the optimal leader of my life and help myself in the journey, rather than wonder why I'm doing wrong and how I can make a difference, or how I can finally make this shift. So belief number 1 is the fear of failure. The what if something doesn't go right? What if I fail? What if it doesn't go the way that I thought it would? And this is one of the things that I see it holds people back the most. It leads you to settling. It leads you to really holding back in many areas of life. And it doesn't have to be that way. You have the control to control that fear of failure. And it just comes down to, as I always say, hashtag let's see how far I can take this. Hashtag, being gutsy and giving yourself that chance. And believing that if it's in your mind, it's for a reason. Whatever it is that you're striving to do, whether it's in sports or beyond, what is this dream that you have? What is this goal that you have? And what can come out of it if you detach yourself from the fear of failure and still go for it and choose to act with confidence and choose to act with a mindset that is going to help you moving forward instead of hold you back. We've all heard that fear is false evidence appearing real. And I think that's a very accurate way to look at it. It's your mind trying to protect you. And when you understand that that is where fear comes from, because I talk about this a lot in my course Run With It, your 60-day mindset roadmap, beliefs are a huge, huge part of this program. And if you haven't heard about it, or if you haven't heard me speaking about it before, it's a 60-day, so basically a 9-week self-paced mindset coaching program that you get, and you get over 10 hours of video content, or really coaching with me. And I guide you through workbooks and worksheets and guides and resources that I have created to help you through a process. A lot of this process begins with your beliefs. It's about shifting them and getting down to what those personal beliefs are in your life. And we do really great exercises. But when it comes to that fear, the fear of failure, it's giving yourself the chance and having the courage and detaching yourself from what can go wrong, and more so focus on what can go right if I go for it, if I give myself that chance in the moment. I believe that once you're able to overcome that fear, and going back to the whole reason why I mentioned run with it, in the course we talk about your conscious and your subconscious mind. And one thing that I want you to know is that your mind is designed to keep you alive. It's not meant to keep you happy, it's meant to keep you alive in case there is something running at you or someone running at you. You know, it's that save yourself right now kind of gear that you have. And many times, because we are stepping ourselves beyond our comfort zone, we're stepping beyond our comfort zone, it makes us feel like there is something to be feared, when in reality, it's not about fear. It's about the fact that you are uncomfortable. You are in waters that you haven't been in before, or that you haven't conquered before. And that is why that fear comes in. But I want to encourage you to think about it in a, I wonder what could come out of this, and how my mind could grow, and how I can grow, and how I can move my comfort zone forward and outward by doing so. That's a great approach, and that is a way that I like to think about it in everything that I do. I don't like to be afraid of things, you know, maybe sometimes like spiders and snakes, but anything else, I'm like, okay, why am I scared of this? And let's get to the bottom of it. And that is something that really does help me in the process when I'm striving to overcome a fear of something that I know is irrelevant, but in my mind, it just feels so real and so valid. Another belief to overcome is imposter syndrome. I don't deserve this kind of success. Everybody is going to know that I am an imposter. People are going to know that I don't belong in this circle. And this is something that we talked about it in one of these past episodes, when, you know, for instance, you're about to run and you're asking everybody, are you fast? Are you fast? Are you fast? And hoping that somebody tells you that they're not fast so you can hang out with them in the back, or at least have somebody in your league that isn't as fast as other people are, because you don't find yourself to be fast. And this kind of behavior is very transparent and obvious to other people. And because of that, you're going to repel those kinds of relationships, because the thing is that people aren't here to save you. People aren't here to make you happy. People aren't here to grab your hand and walk you through it. That's what a mentor, a psychologist, a parent is for, a coach, but not another person next to you. And so this is when you are responsible for believing that you are deserving. And something that we cover very, very deeply, and I lately worked with a marathoner, and she came to me and she said, hey, Claudia, you know, I'm having a difficult time hitting a 245, and I want to hit a 245, and I'm getting stuck right here. And she was telling me why. And we had to work through the why behind the getting stuck. And it really just came down to imposter syndrome. It came down to some limiting beliefs along the way that can be shifted. And the same thing is for you, whether you're trying to hit a 245 marathon or not, or you're doing something else in your life that makes you feel like the imposter, makes you feel like all eyes on you, then yeah, let all eyes on you be on you. You know, let that be the mindset. But get accustomed to the fact that, going back to our last point, you're stepping beyond your comfort zone. You're doing something differently. And it's like the first day of school. It's like, I don't belong here. You know, the first day of middle school, the first day of high school, the first day of college, the first day of your job or your business. Do I belong here? What am I even doing here? But then you learn the ways, and all of a sudden you become part of it, and it just becomes second nature. And that is what it's going to do in your mind. It's allowing yourself, giving yourself that grace period to stop comparing yourself to others, giving yourself that grace period to grow and to learn and to adjust and adapt, and understand that we're not perfect, and you can ask questions and you can be imperfect. If you're ever afraid of people judging you, or people recognizing that you're not meant to be in the room, or you're not meant to be in that race, or you're just not meant to be in this circle, ask questions. People really, really value people who have good questions, people who want to grow, versus the I know person. So think about it that way. Why do I feel like an imposter? How can I leverage conversations and relationships? And when I say leverage, I mean it in a positive way, to get to the other side, to feel at peace with where I am, and what are those points that validate that I am meant to be here? What have I done in my life that has given me the tools and resources and experience to get here? Perfectionism is another tremendous limiting belief. It's the I cannot complete this goal until it's perfect. When in reality, you're living in fear. In reality, you're finding reasons to hold back, and you're looking for reasons to not succeed. And many times we are afraid of success. Many times subconsciously, you're afraid of what you're going to find out on the other side. And that is why we allow perfectionism to stand. And if you backtrack, if I were to have a conversation with you, if you're a perfectionist and we backtrack, there's going to be something about self-esteem in the mix. When it comes to that weakness, that perfectionism, it's a weakness, and it can be a strength in some ways, right? Like, oh, can you tell me your biggest weakness? I'm such a perfectionist. Like, no, it's a weakness, like, for sure. And what happens is that when you backtrack, it's rooted into your self-esteem or your value and your self-worth. Why? What happened in your life that shifted that mindset to make you not want to do anything until it's perfect? And how would doing something in an imperfect manner, imperfect way, help you and empower you in the process? What is it going to teach you? For instance, for me right now, I am filming this episode on a Sunday, quite literally the day before it's supposed to go out. And that's not me being procrastinating or anything. It's just the fact that I had a really crazy schedule, and this is when I wanted to film this. And I literally showered, and I had a very fast morning, slow day, combination of both. And I said, you know what? I can choose to do my hair and my makeup and the whole shebang, or I can just be myself and turn on my lights and my camera and film the podcast. And right now I feel really good having this conversation with you. And I feel as if I had gone to my perfectionist ways, it wouldn't have been so authentic. Because I feel like right now this sounds real, right? I mean, it's always real, but I feel like I'm talking to my friend right now. And just because of the way that I'm sitting down and the way that my legs are crossed and the way that I'm just holding the microphone, and you can see the USB cord and not that crazy technology on the other side, you know what? It's getting the job done and the message is getting across. So I share this with you because you know what? I also struggle with this sometimes, and it's something that I've had to learn in my journey, especially as an entrepreneur. The fear of judgment. Let me take a little bit of a sip. If you're drinking something, take a sip. Because this one is huge. The moment that you detach from what other people can say about you, you're winning in life. The moment that you can stop caring what other people think or say or do, the world is a better place. Too many people are captive of other people's opinions, thoughts, and words. Do not, do not live your life according to what anybody else thinks. I'll be real with you. In my life, I've had to break a lot of norms. And when I share this with you, it's not in a victim mentality, but I've always been too skinny for some people. If Claudia doesn't come, who's going to eat the salad? Claudia needs to eat more. Not thin enough, too thin. Not visionary enough, too visionary. What are you going to do when you get to Dubai? Why are you going to go to college out there? There isn't anything in this little city in West Texas. Why Houston? Why London? Why not get married? Why not this? Why not that? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about what people say. Because the thing is that people are always going to have an opinion. And it's only a reflection of what they think about themselves. I've told you this before. Nobody who is doing more than you is going to have even the thought of judging you. Those who are not doing more than you are going to have a lot to say a lot of the time. And all they're doing is reflecting their own limitations, their self-limitations onto you. And you don't need that. Why are you so afraid of? One of the things that stopped me for a very long time speaking about life in and beyond sports or talking about college and everything is the fact that I went to college with people who were tremendously good. And there are people in my teams who know a lot of things about me that, or think they know a lot of things about me that I just don't feel comfortable with. And it's triggering for me. And I would hold back from speaking about sports or saying that I was a running coach, or still now at 30 years old, 7 years after graduating from, grad school, feeling like, people are going to think that I'm living in the past. Claudia, get over it. It's not even about that. It's the fact that, hey, I lived a journey that they have no idea happened. And it's continuing to impact me now. And the moment that I decided to detach from that and show up as my true self and the person who felt empowered to share certain messages, I started receiving great feedback. And I thought, that's really where it's at. And so let's take this over to you. How does the fear of judgment of others, or of what, I said that wrong. How does the fear of others judging you hold you back? And how can you shift it? Never take criticism from somebody you wouldn't trade lives with. Don't allow that in your mind. And so let them say whatever they're going to say, but it's not going to help you. There's always going to be somebody who has something to say. There isn't anybody. Taylor Swift has haters. And I'm like, are you kidding? She's amazing. But you know what? People have their own limiting beliefs. If Taylor Swift gets hate, the best athletes get hate from people on the opposite teams, opposing teams, why does it matter what anybody says about anybody? Just focus on yourself. That's all that matters. And the last one is self-doubt. I am not good enough to achieve my goals. Am I the right person? Is it the right goal? What if I make a mistake? What if I fall on my face and fail in front of everybody? I've never been there. So what? Give yourself a chance. Because believe me, I speak from experience. You will really, really be pained by the chances that you didn't take. The could have, should have, would have that doesn't exist. Eliminate the self-doubt. Replace it with courage. Replace it with confidence. If you're going to let it live in your mind, fine, let it live in your mind, but at least let it be overcome by stronger forces. Like that self-belief. Sometimes in New York, I'm like, okay, well, this is taking a while, or this didn't work out the way that I thought, or I didn't see that coming. But have I ever doubted that I can? No. And I'm not better than you. I just say that because I promise you that in everything, like ever since deciding to go to college and be on a scholarship when life had a different existence and reality, like right on my face, I didn't think of a plan B at all. I didn't think of a plan B whenever I went to Dubai, nor when I went to the UK, or when I came to New York. And I encourage you to think the same way. We talked about this in the last episode about like having a plan B and all that. Think about that. That self-doubt, where is it taking you? What is it keeping you from? How much time are you wasting because you don't believe that you can? How much can you gain if you believe that you can? If you say, you know what? That is my fear, and that is my imposter syndrome, and those are my old paradigms that I choose to reframe. I choose to create mindset shifts in my mind that are going to validate and reassure me that self-doubt is not a thing in my existence and in my reality. I take the bull by the horns. Toss it away. I believe in myself. I don't care what my reality says. I don't care about the mistakes that I've made. I don't care that sometimes fear shakes me to my core. But I have zero doubt that what I know, what I've been told, that whisper in my ear, that feeling in my heart, that instinct in my gut, that I should go to the other side is real. I have no doubt about that. Can you imagine if you approached every single day like that? Powerful. Think about the world's greatest athletes. From Kobe Bryant to Serena Williams, Sha'Carri Richardson. Oh my gosh. We didn't see her at the last Olympics. I got to see her in person at the World Championships in Budapest, and oh my gosh, just the thought of it brings me to tears. Just watching the videos again. Wow. Femke Bol from the Netherlands. Goodness gracious, I wish you had seen her in the 4x4. In person. This was electric. We were so close to the finish line, literally like 6 rows. We're sitting next to Olympians' parents, by the way, from the UK, and the energy was intense. And I remember watching Femke, mind you, she's been running the 400 hurdles from the prelims to the finals to the winning she fell on the mixed relay on the first day at the very end, and lost. And now she's going to close, and it's the last event of the World Championships, and this is it. And we're watching, and we're on our feet, and I am, teary-eyed, and I'm so excited. And I told Josh, don't sleep on her. Don't sleep on her. I was like, just keep your eye on her. She's going to make a move. And Josh was like, there's no way. Like, he was like, how do you know? She's like, I was like, just watch her. Just watch her. And Femke just ate them up. Like, she just walked. And it was unreal seeing this. And I was so emotional. But it's like, and the commentator said, well, obviously, actually, we heard it there. But then I watched the clip as well. And they're like, even if nobody believed, Femke never doubted or something like that. And it was just, wow. One of those moments that they seriously just shake you up, to be able to see somebody's passion and drive and focus and belief in themselves. Oof, that's what I want for you. Absolutely that. So yeah, the Olympics are coming up, and I'm already just excited about that. Fun fact, Josh got me tickets to the Olympic finals for my anniversary. Our anniversary. And I said, no gifts, the gift is us being in New York or whatever, let's just keep it that. And I got him a Lululemon shirt and 2 pairs of technical socks for running because he's gotten into running and he loves Lululemon. And I thought, yes, I'm winning. He didn't get me a present because he's really good with presents. And I'm just like, he's just way better than I am in that. And I was like, yes, I got him a present and he didn't get me anything. And I was so happy. And then he got me tickets to the finals in Paris. And I think we're going to have to cancel it. But yeah, that's a whole different story. But believe in yourself. And let's overcome those limiting beliefs. I hope that you have liked this episode. And let me know if you're watching on YouTube or socials what you think about the relaxed view. Because I'm thinking of keeping it. I feel really good. I feel myself. I'm always myself, you know that, but I just feel so good to be able to chat with you and feel like you're here in the room and not feel so podcasty. I feel like I'm talking to a friend right now, and I hope that this helps you in and beyond sports. If you're interested in my self-paced mindset coaching program, it's called Run With It, your 60-day mindset roadmap. It's available on my website. Go to theclaudiaramirez.com/courses. You'll see 2 courses. It's the one that says Run With It, and all the information is there. If you have any questions, feel free to send me a question via email or also DM on Instagram. Start it with Run With It. That way I know what you're talking about because I do get lots of messages and I'm not just saying that. And that way I can help you. And it would be so great. It would be a great way for you to start and get coaching with me and personalize your journey. You are going to love it. So I cannot wait to see you inside. As always, don't forget to keep being the optimal leader of your life. I love you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.